What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Outerhaven's premier gaming podcast, the Spectator Mode Podcast, and that is not a jab at our other podcasts, but, just saying. I'm your host, Keith Mitchell, and joined by me are my buddy, Scott.
Howdy.
And Get Serious.
Hey, how you doing?
So we're not going to talk about games we played this week or last week because this is actually a smaller podcast, and we're going to be doing another one later on this week, but we do want to talk about the most recent showcase, the Triple I Initiative Showcase, which took place today. 45 minutes, nonstop indie games. I think there was a jab or two against the Game Awards show with the world premiere.
Yes.
Heard that a couple times. So there was a lot of interesting titles that were shown during the show. But what we want to do this time around is just talk about top five games or editions or top five.
That's pretty
know,
easy to do.
Yeah, and I know my buddy Matt's got a crap ton of them, so I'm gonna let him go first.
All right, so top 5 games are every game that no one else plays. So basically, no one plays this game called Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. It's top 5 all the day.
That's not an indie game, bro.
No, it's not. But no, top 5 games that are not, and I have to specific that aren't add-ons to new games or content. I'm gonna go with Slay the Spire 2, Kill Knight, Wizard of Legend 2. That's number 3. I already knew about Gestalt and Steam Cinder, so I skipped out the way. Hyper Light Breaker, that's 4, and number 5 is Mouse, the boomer shooter with the cartoon look. So yeah, those are 5. Okay, there we go. I did my 5.
Is there a reason why these are your 5? I mean, you
okay,
got to tell why.
It's Slay the Spire 2. I mean, you have to come on, it's the card roll.
When I saw that, I was like, oh, I guess Matt's gonna be playing this game now.
Yeah, exactly. It's the game that pushed the card roguelike genre to the forefront, and some people who copy it suck at it. Let's just be honest. All right, Slay the Spire,
wow.
God tier. Look,
I think I'm gonna actually start to play Slay the Spire because I've never played it.
It is very difficult. It's very hard to learn. The RNG is brutal, but it's a very fun game. I personally think the game right around Ascension 12 is where you really got to learn your RNG controls. But anywho, that's why it's up there. Mouse, I love the art. It's a cool boomer shooter. I love my boomer shooters. I think art style is really fantastic. So, thumbs up. You guys did it. Hyper Light Breaker, I'm a huge fan of that studio's Hyper Light Drifter and their several games. They are poggers. That's it. Multiplayer, and it's a roguelike. Oh my god, they're doing so good. They're doing so good. I'm proud of them. They're making good games out here. So that's that. Let me see. And let's see. What was my other list of things? Look at my little notepad. Oh, here we go. Did I say Tactics Ogre yet? Did I say that? Is that said yet?
No, you only mentioned it. No, you didn't mention it this time. Explain. What is this?
Oh, so Tactics Ogre is an amazing RPG.
What is the Unicorn Overlord that you speak of?
You mean Tactics Ogre? See, this Atlas company stole this idea from this small independent company called Square Enix. Independent company with a small group of people. Some people, this guy called Tetsuya Nomura and Yoshi P. I mean, these small, intelligent creators made a great game. But anyway, yes, jokingly, Wizard of Legend 2. It seems like they just did a graphical update to the game, adding more combinations. Wizard of Legend to me is a fun, action roguelike, and this time has multiplayer and 3D, and it looks really good. So I'm looking forward to playing that. That's up there. Kill Knight because it just looks cool. It literally just looks cool. This is my jam. I love my top-down ARPG style games. Those are always fun. I mean, by the way, recommendation if you haven't, but Last Epoch is good. Play that. I did a review on the channel. It's good. Just play it. It's good. So it's those type of games I enjoy. So those are the reasons. And again, play this independent game called Grand Blue Fantasy Relink. I don't know why they make it a triple I, but you know what? You got to play it.
All right. Even though it's not, indie game, but whatever.
It's a small phone company, bro. A small phone company. But unironically, those are my top 5. All of them hit the feels. Some games I was unexpected to see, and really excited to see most of them. So yeah.
All right, Scott, you're on. What you got?
All righty. So this is, I guess, my premium selection, but all of these games are actually pretty good. This entire showcase was kind of fire.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, they did the thing.
Yeah. So my top 5 are Dino Lords, Wizard of Legend 2, Mouse, Gestalt, Steam, and Cinder, and then RKGK is number 1.
Yeah, I love the Lord game because it's a basic RTS. No dinosaurs. That was
Look at this
poggers.
Age of Empires type game. Sweet, now there's dinosaurs in it. What?
Like that's all they needed to do, man. That's it.
I almost thought it was just like, yeah, we're just going to do a generic RTS here with normal soldiers, maybe like some interesting mechanics of like building or stuff. It's like, no, the interesting mechanic is you have to survive in a world of dinosaurs now. Good luck.
It's kind of
Yeah,
funny because
oh
I was
God.
like, it kind of reminded me of this old cartoon back in the day that had a toys lineup. Dino Riders. Remember that? Does anybody remember
Yeah,
that?
Dino Riders.
And
Dino
I was like,
Riders.
I was like, what is it? Dino Riders. And I was like, but it doesn't. The only reason I thought about that is like the first guy came through on that T-Rex, and I was like, oh, what the hell is this?
It was like that to me is some good, like that was good stuff. But yeah. Oh my God.
I really like
it. Again, it just goes to show you the stuff that indie people or indie companies or people that aren't afraid to take risks are willing to do. I've been saying it for a while. So as a bunch of other people, indies are the lifeblood of the game industry now. And these AAA companies and quadruple A companies need to take a page from the book.
Quadruple.
Quadruple. That game,
You didn't hear
Skull and Bones. There was a quadruple game.
Yeah. You didn't hear about the future, man. There's more than quadruple. We got quintuple. I'm just kidding.
Got the CD Projekt Red quintuple
$200
coming out.
Yeah, screw that noise.
But no, right. But on a serious note, oh my God.
No, go ahead. Go say what you're saying.
I was gonna say, Scott, what was the other game outside of Wizard of Legend 2 you mentioned? Gimstall and Cinder. So you've never seen that.
Cinder.
So you didn't see that game during the last 2 Steam Fest. Wow. Okay.
I have, but I'm more interested in it now.
Oh, okay. Because I was like,
I'm allowed to be more interested in games I already know about.
Yeah.
No. It's not that. It's just like I was like, the game is good. I played, Steam Fest. I was surprised that oh wait, is this your first time seeing it? It's like, damn it, am I just in the sauce all day 24/7? I am in the sauce. But unironically, yeah, it looks fun. It's another. I don't know how those gun mechanics will work, but it looks interesting. That much I'll say.
All right, so it's my turn. So interesting enough, I also have mouse on there because I've seen this game a while ago. And I've been following the developers on this, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this because it just has so many different aspects to it, like the old school boomer shooter. I love the old cartoon black and white look, so that's gonna be interesting. Yeah, that art style looks amazing, and it looks like it's just like so many different games I'm seeing in here. It's gonna be an interesting game, fun game when it comes out. Kill Knight, you guys should already know I love arcade style games, and Kill Knight looks amazing. I hope it doesn't give me any seizures, though. There was a lot of stuff going on in that trailer.
Yeah.
Flintlock, Siege of Dawn. I've only been talking about this game for like the last 2 years. Souls-like with Devil May Cry gameplay mechanics and Mega Man aspects as far as when you beat bosses, you take their weapons and stuff. So it seems very interesting. It's finally coming out this year. Finally. Looking forward to that. I cannot pronounce his name, RKGK, whatever the hell. It's a Japanese graffiti tagging style 3D platforming game, but we don't have any gameplay from it. It looks really good, but we have no gameplay. Yeah. It's like, how do you do this and not give us any gameplay?
Yeah, I was like, what is this? Like, all right, cool. See you later.
Yeah, don't do that. Everything that was like the downer of everything that we've seen. Like everybody else gave us some kind of gameplay or information as to what exactly we're watching. You just went, oh, here. I mean, like it was frustrating. And there's actually a game on here that you probably would never think that I'd be talking about, and that's Never Alive 2. Interesting enough, I reviewed the first one. There's like one of the first reviews we did here over at the Outerhaven.
Dang.
So yeah, so I'm looking forward to playing the second one. I'm hoping that the story continues off from the last one, and hopefully the gameplay is a bit more refined, because that was an issue I had with the game last time. Some of the puzzles also weren't very clear, and that game was super short. So hopefully this isn't the same, but we'll have to wait and see. It's gonna be interesting either way. Looking forward to that. So yeah, there was 30 games 30 games during
30
the show.
plus, yeah.
Yeah, there was quite a few.
There's no way there was 40 plus, was it? I mean, it's 45 minutes. There's no way.
It was like 40 plus. I say 40 plus because some were like trailers, some were just like random ads. Like, wait, if you want like new games, probably less. If I want to be very like unfacetious, but it was a lot of games are already out with just getting updates. So I wouldn't count them as new games.
We got Conjure and Vampire Survivors.
Yeah, we did it, boys.
We got Castlevania in V. I mean,
that was
yeah, that was interesting. Yeah.
I mean, I guess Konami is finally starting to use their IPs and other stuff, but just give us
they're just renting them out so that people can buy it. That's
give us a brand new Castlevania game, and we'll be happy. As long as it's not shit, we'll be happy.
Yeah, someone else has to make it, not Konami. That much I'll attest to.
Yeah, so it's yeah, folks. If you missed out on watching the Triple I Initiative showcase, go back and watch it. You're probably going to find something that you really want to play. It was very good. 45 minutes nonstop of gaming. I was literally like, there's too many games. There's too many games. There's too many games. Not that that's a bad thing. That was fantastic, but there was too many games. You need to slow it down, bro.
No, they just get it out. They told you we got to wrap it up, B. We're gonna wrap it up. We're gonna get there.
Right here. We're gonna give you these games in your face. Hold on. Okay.
Hold on, yeah. I think it was also really cool that most of the games that mentioned, you could find them on Steam list or your preferred store, and you could wish list it. So that was really good. It wasn't something like, oh, I have to write it down on a piece of paper or like, follow the developer. Got it wish listed. All right, problem solved. Let's go.
What I also liked about it is when I was following it and I was going to an article about the, all the games, and I realized there was too many games, is if you went to their YouTube channel, they had the trailer. As soon as they mentioned the game, the trailer was up on the YouTube channel.
Yep.
Yeah,
there was no 3-4 hours later. It was like right there. Go watch it. So the companies involved with this did a fantastic job of organizing this, and I want to see them do it again. And I really think that this format is what other companies should be freaking doing.
Yes, please.
Don't give us no 20-minute BS of just showing us 5-6 games. Give us nothing but games.
Yeah, and even when they did have like developers showing up, it was for like a solid minute and a half for them saying like something really quick, and then it's like going to the game.
Exactly, yeah, because they didn't.
And I think it was for the game was talking about RKGQ or something like that. And it was like, oh, thank you for blah blah blah. Okay, what? What did you say? All right, whatever, guy. Whatever.
Yeah, we're going to the next game.
Next game, like go. Yeah.
So
I think
that was a solid A. That was easily a solid A.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they did the thing. They put it there. There was less like some dude gonna come here and talk about how he's gonna save the company and all that jazz. It's just like, here's the video games. That's it. That's all I want. And that was pretty good too. And again, even in all the games, it was available on the YouTube page. You could, if you remember the games, you could find them also on the Steam. If they were available on Steam, find them on Steam and wish listed so you can be notified. It was a really, really, really good. It was really big brain. It was like, just get it out there. That was very good advertisement. I think it was a Kingsley PR that helped. It was a Kingsley PR that helped with that.
No, so Tinsley was happy because
Tinsley, there you go.
They know some of the people who were putting on the show.
Yep.
So they were happy for them because they worked with them in the past. So yeah, it was good stuff. There was a lot of people. And I know I didn't mention it because it's at 5 games, so I'm gonna break the rule that I put in because I'm a fucking rebel. The Rogue Prince of Persia.
Yes.
Yes.
Really good.
Yes, please.
Oh yeah. The boss man breaks the rule, but I can't have my 6 other games. Okay, buddy.
I want to play.
You would basically say all the games in the showcase if you could.
Yeah, you would. See, that's the problem. I just said,
hey, I'm just telling you to play some good games, man. Come on.
I just said one more game, and I'd be remiss if I did not mention that game because I was like, what is this? Where did this come from? The Rogue Prince of Persia, and it's probably gonna be better than the official game that we got. So. Gotta play it. Gotta play it.
It's a cool 2D platform. It looks really good. I'm deeply impressed by it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. All right, we're gonna shift some gears here because again, we're not gonna be on very long. We're gonna talk about some depressing stuff now. So I do apologize for that. Let's talk about Dead Space first. So Jeff Grubb was on a podcast, I think it was today, and he was talking about that EA had mentioned that Motive, the company that worked on Star Wars Squadron and one of my favorite games, Dead Space, among other games, is now going to go work on Battlefield, the Battlefield series, because EA actually got rid of their previous developer, not DICE, but the company that worked alongside of DICE. So now Motive is up, and they are no longer going to be working on. Apparently, there was a follow-up to Dead Space remake, Dead Space 2 remake, and that made the internet really sad. It made me very sad. And then, EA came out and goes, "Oh, that's not true. We didn't say that. Don't take that for what he said." And Jeff came back and was like, "Look, you can believe me or you can believe EA." And I'm like, well, that's a problem. Sometimes, Jeff, you're wrong, but also EA likes to lie. So,
look, man, you're gonna believe your eyes, you're gonna believe me. Essentially, that's it.
No, and no disrespect to Jeff, he's a great guy, but EA, I don't know. I mean, it's their stuff, so I would have to listen to the company, but EA has lied to us so many damn times. We don't know who to believe. But
Jason Schreier apparently came out too, saying that he heard a similar thing, but instead of it being the remake sequel, it was going to be an actual continuation to Dead Space 3.
Which would be even better.
It would have been much better. That made it even more depressing hearing that part.
So
that actually also fits in with EA's of we were not going to let them make a second remake of we're going to continue Dead Space.
So for those who never played Dead Space 3, I've got mixed things on that. But what I will say is it had a decent story, and towards the end of the story, and only if you played the DLC.
Yeah.
You had to play the DLC. Basically, Isaac and what was the other dude's name? I forgot his name. His partner, I forgot what the hell his name was heading back to Earth, only to find out that the Necromorphs had started taking over the planet. It was kind of like Doom 2. So it was like it ended right there. It was like, oh shit, what are we gonna do now? And then that was it. And that was like decades ago. Like, when are you gonna do another Dead Space? Where are we getting Dead Space 4? What's going on, guys? And everybody's been wanting that ever since. And then we got the Dead Space remake, and we were like, okay, maybe they'll remake all the Dead Spaces to work their way back and finally give us a Dead Space 4. So I did not hear that part about they would be a continuation of that, because that kind of makes me kind of happy, but it's also the realm of who knows if that's going to actually happen or not. Yeah. But I'm going to go back to what I was originally going to say. So a lot of the speculation was that EA wasn't happy with the sales numbers of Dead Space remake. But the problem with that is, unlike some other companies, EA never told us how well or how abysmal the game sold.
Nope.
Which is kind of a problem. So you can say, hey, it didn't meet our numbers, but we wanted it to sell 6 million copies. It only sold 2 million copies.
Because if they admitted that, then they would have to be held liable to how ridiculous the standard is. Some game companies care. Oh, exactly. That's the thing. But the thing is, like, at a point, it's like Dead Space, and there's a couple of games, and I would say that's owned by, I would call not smart companies, that are very cherished because they should be. And if they piss off the fans by saying, well, we only sold 7 million copies, so it's a dud. Excuse me? The game that we all played, 7 million. Yeah, you see, like, the situation, they'll be caught twisted. So,
that stuff right there, that stuff that makes me mad when companies go, no, this game sold millions of copies, but it didn't live up to our
high numbers, but it's not enough.
Square Enix.
Seriously.
So we don't. But here's what it is. We don't know what exactly is happening with the Dead Space franchise. As somebody who loves the Dead Space franchise, I really hope that there's going to be something positive comes out of this. But taking Motive off to work on Battlefield kind of reminds me of what happened to Toys for Bob. And the second I saw that, I was like, oh no, this is not a good thing. Don't do this to Motive. They're too good of a company to do this. Don't do this to them. Don't do this to that company. They've given us so many amazing different games. Don't do that. Plus, they're still working on Iron Man, which, to be honest, I could do without another Marvel game. I really could. I don't care about another Marvel game right now. And I know people are probably going to hear this and go, Keith, shut your mouth, but I really don't care. We've had so many different Marvel games that came out. Some were crappy, some were phenomenal. Like Guardians of the Galaxy did not get the flowers it deserved.
The only Marvel game I'm waiting for is that they have the brains just to give me back X-Men. All right, X-Men Legends 1 and 2. I mean, and just remaster Marvel Ultimate Alliance. That's it, 1 and 2. That's all I want. I don't care about the rest. Just give me that. I'll be all right.
You can just give us Alliance 3 and put it on all the consoles. How about that?
I'd be fine with that too.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. But that'll be doing the right thing, and how doing the right thing doesn't work anymore. So.
I mean, we've got Blade from Arcane. We've got Wolverine. We've already got 2 Spider-Man games, the Iron Man game, the Black Panther game that's still in development. Which we got a new Captain America Black Panther game that we found out about not too long ago. Do we need more Marvel games?
Don't forget the Overwatch Marvel clone that's coming out.
Yeah,
too.
we'll watch Marvel.
I've
Yeah,
already
we'll watch
forgotten
Marvel
about
clone. Yeah.
I've already
The
forgotten.
sad
about
part
that
is
game.
like you'll get those junk games, then you'll get a game like made with passion. Like I would say, like Midnight Sun's fun, but that's if it's a
Yeah.
card roguelike player, it's fun. But it's like who play cards roguelike but says nerds like me,
Yeah, I don't think Midnight Suns got the shine that it probably could have gotten if it was a different genre. And that's what the second they said it was going to be based on XCOM and then cards, people were like, I don't know about that.
I know, and then next and then 6 months later, the Nitro Kid did not come out that time though, but no, 100%, yeah, it's like here we go.
Yeah, I don't. We'll have to wait and see. I just hope Dead Space isn't dead. It's just something I wanted to bring up. I know a lot of people really care about Dead Space. I could not stop talking about Dead Space remake, so I'm kind of sad. But in the end of the day, we'll have to wait and see what exactly happens. And if EA goes, you know what, screw you guys, because I firmly believe the only reason we got the remake of Dead Space in the first place is because Gray Schofield left EA many years ago to start up another company to work on the Calypso Protocol, which bombed. But because he was working on another horror game, EA was like, "What? no, we're not letting you do that." Greenlight Dead Space, let's go. After a decade of not doing it, right?
So we need another Calypso Protocol for them to work.
Yeah, no, we need another. Exactly.
You don't even hear about that game anymore. That game just
yeah. But the messed up part about the Calypso Protocol that makes you sad is like, okay, this guy created Dead Space, make a brand new game, dud. We all flocked the Dead Space remake, meaning that no one wants the new stuff. No one wants the new stuff. We want the same car, new paint, man. It's like it's really like it's so bad. I feel bad for him for that regard. Like, dang, you lost to an idea you made like 2 decades ago, roughly a decade ago. So yeah, it's not a good feeling.
Yeah, it's not a good feeling. So we'll have to wait and see what EA does. Yeah, okay. I really don't want to talk about this, but let's do it. I got some words about this. I know some people will not agree with me, but I really don't care. So recently it was mentioned that Xbox President Sarah Bond would be heading up a backwards compatibility game, Perseveration, for Xbox. And I know a lot of people are like, this is great. We get to get all these old games that Xbox has, and they'll be backwards compatible with current consoles and future consoles. And the only thing I could think of was, you guys did this like what, 4 or 5 years ago, was it? And then you got to the point where you were like, all right, we're done enough. We're going to just kill this program now.
Yep.
Versus how you could have just kept that program going. So when I hear game preservation, I hear, oh, hey, so we understand that you guys were pissed off about us killing off backwards compatibility, and we're going to bring those games back. Okay, great. Why did you cancel it? We should just kept going.
Yeah, especially because their initial statement for when they closed it was saying that they were unable to get any more of the licenses that they could use for backwards compatibility. And so them opening it up again means like, how did you get licenses you can no longer get? Is it just because of Activision now, or is there something that you just weren't pushing towards before?
I mean, it's not just Activision. There's other licenses that they simply didn't get. Other games that people were like, "Here, we get this." Like a great example was a lot of the Capcom fighters that were on the Xbox One. What about Capcom versus SNK? Can we get that finally? There was just so many games that people kept asking for, and they were like, "No, it's just not happening." So
yeah, I'm sure they got like some of the Star Wars game licenses, but not all of them. So there's like a weird mesh up of that.
And then even then, like, I would like some transparency in regards to what exactly the plan is here. Yeah. And when you mention backwards compatibility and game preservation, how far along are we going? Again, are we just talking about Xbox One, Xbox 360? I mean, because we honestly don't care the Xbox Series X and S, because you already stated by default anything made for those two consoles will be BC for any upcoming platform. That was your plan.
Yeah, odds are they're going to keep the same kind of architecture for the rest of the Xboxes.
Right. So what are we doing here? So is it Xbox One? Is it Xbox 360? What are we doing here?
I think what they mean by the plan is that we're going to tell you we're going to preserve games and don't do it. But the games we can preserve are games that cost dirt cheap to nothing or games you already own. We're not really about preserving everything. We're just preserving what's affordable. And I mean that not as a joke. I mean that quite seriously. Like the entire Xbox Live Arcade from the time I owned an Xbox, which was the best day of my life era. Gone. Can I get Monday Night Combat again? Never again, unless I play the PC version. Can I get like Mr. and Miss the Explosion Man? I thought the studio made the Explosion Man series. Probably never again. So it's like all those games, like from that era, unless they were like 1-to-1, it's not happening. So unless the company is no longer available, they'll probably scoop it up. But it seems like they're doing a cost-effective version of game preservation, which at the end is like almost doing nothing. It's near scumbag tier if you think about it, because it's like, okay, I'm gonna preserve like, did they make Cameo?
Yeah,
did they make they preserve Cameo. Yeah, they make Cameo, right? Yeah, they'll preserve Cameo, but they won't preserve as Capcom as SNK 2, which is like just an extra buck they have to pay for Capcom because the game is old.
And how many times do you ask for that damn games? Like, can we please get that, please?
Nah, just use Fightcade. I'm not even joking at this point. Just use Fightcade. Just use Fightcade. You want to play old fighters? Just use Fightcade. Just either Fightcade, or a way to hook up a certain blah 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 things against each other.
That doesn't help people who have consoles. So
that's the thing. The lesson is don't own Xbox consoles. That's the lesson.
You bring up a valid point, and that was something that I was thinking in the background as well. Like, again, how exactly are you going to do this? But are you going to get the games that are notoriously super expensive? A great point. Outrun Coast to Coast. Or I'm sorry, is Outrun 2 Coast to Coast. That game is like $200 to $300 on eBay.
Jeez.
I purchased not that one. I'm using ISO for that one. Screw that. I purchased the original Outrun 2006, just because it has tracks from like Daytona USA Tilt. So it's really funny that both of these games, which are similar, have different reasons to have them. But yeah, if they go back and they go look at eBay, go to eBay, these are all the Xbox One games that people want, and people are selling them for like $400, $500, $600, $700. Bring those onto your whatever your storefront, whatever it's going to be, and drive those freaking prices the hell down. Please. Yeah. That'd be great, because then you're not going to sell a game for $600 so somebody can buy it just from whatever the digital storefront is going to be. Or you can't be a moron. I mean, there are people who brought those PlayStation 5s and were selling them for $800, and people were like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that."
Scrap time, baby. But no, it's string stock market. But no, I just feel like the way they're doing it just doesn't make sense. And it's like, how can console play them? Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, unless you own a physical version the old school way, or you have it saved in a backup way, which I will not advertise sailing the ocean to get. That's the only way to get some of these games. As somebody who plays fighting games or into old fighting game tournaments, unless you know a guy with MAME hookup cab or whatever, Fightcade. Just get Fightcade 2, download it, make an account, play those games on there, etc. Because it's like, if you want to play, Market of Wolves is available. So if you want to play, Real Battle, actually you can get Real Battle Fatal Fury 2. Actually, you can get. PlayStation has every Fatal Fury game you get individually and collectively. So you can't say that. You get all the Sam shows already. Oh god, I'm trying to think of a game. Carnar's Revenge. There you go. Carnar's Revenge. You get there for that. There we go.
Oh, dear God. Dear God.
Yeah. I had to mention something. I had to mention something that's unattainable, so that's not available. But it just feels like from my honest opinion, classic Microsoft L, jokingly, but it's like I think what they think game preservation, they're just trying to preserve their current library upwards, and it comes to older stuff, whatever is the most affordable to them they can do. Because it doesn't seem like they really care about it in a way other companies do. Like some companies, the game preservation technique, like Nintendo, is like the Disney Vault. They own everything in there. They release it whenever they can. They'll get that bread. Throw some Spanko HD graphic sticker, and that's the way we go.
I mean, I'm not going to give I'm not Disney. I'm not going to give Nintendo any credit for their for their preservation.
No, they're not.
Their preservation effort
no,
for going
no,
after
no,
emulators.
Trust me. It's Nintendo. Okay, they're not good people. They're as they say, jerk offs. But as some people are Nintendo's, they are. But it's like that's the thing. But Nintendo, etc. That's how they do their preservation. But they charge $1. They charge you for it, and they upcharge you like nobody at the wazoo. Sony
and then they release games that you can't get anywhere unless you buy the consoles.
Exactly.
Bring them out for the Switch for limited time.
Exactly. Yeah. Which by the way, shout out to Nintendo fans for falling for that twice. And now they know it works. They can keep doing it. So thank you, Nintendo fans. You're the one to blame for the strategy.
Hey.
Doing it again.
I purchased that because I knew that I could hold on to that. And if I ever needed to sell that in the future because it's no longer being sold, I could sell that.
hey, that's scrapping, but that's still you still fed into it. That's still bad. In my opinion, it's a little bad. But all seriousness, it's the effectiveness of it. So it's like as we talk about game preservation, right? Outside of being a pirate and using programs that will get us banned, that's the way to do it. If you're depending on the mainstream people to do so, it isn't going to happen. As we've seen, Microsoft, it's just about they don't know what they're doing. Proposing Nintendo would charge your arm and leg, and Sony is handshake. Like it seems like all their stores are backed up. Well, you can get at least some. You can't get the entire library. You get at least I want to say 40 to 60% of the library, but digital, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's like I don't know, man. It's just game preservation. It's all up to you, the gamer. I don't know how to feel about that. It's really up to you.
I mean, there's so many different ways we can go with this. So I just want to see what they do and. Fingers crossed that they actually do the right thing. That's all I can say. Yeah. It's all I can say.
Yeah. They hope they do the right thing. They haven't let us down so far.
I mean, we're talking about frustrations. I could name various different companies of frustrations, letdowns, and things of that nature in terms of gaming. So
I'm not talking about frustrations. I'm just talking about this lack of faith overall. It's like they're doing the right thing. I would pray for it. But you know what? I'm going to go just use the old pirate system on the ocean floor to get what I need from them at this point.
As long as you don't get caught.
Or stupid enough, and I hate to say it, what is up with stupid game journalists and stupid people making YouTube videos and snitching on themselves on it? Please stop telling people about emulators and emulated website. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut up. God dang it. That's it. Shut up.
Oh my God. They're so fucking
wrap it up, B. Get out of here.
There's this brand new group is talking about bringing out the emulator that'll play all the Nintendo games at once. Shut the fuck up. Why are you telling all this?
Like we're trying to
this is the only reason Nintendo knows about stuff, and it's not just that. If we want to talk about stupidity, let's just move this into this new segment. We've got game journalists talking about stuff about emulators coming out that would put them on Nintendo's radar. That's one, and you got people working on fan-made mods.
Yeah,
and talking about them. Shut up. Shut up.
Talk about them in your private circles. Don't blast them.
Yeah. Use your private discords that no one snitches on. Use the DM system. We have so many private messaging systems and ways for people to find out. Shut up. Shut up.
There's been so many different games or fan-made games that have come out over the years, and they're talking about that. And I'm like, what? I'm not going to talk about this game. That's not what they should be doing. If we're talking about, just stupidity altogether. And yes, gaming journalism does have a problem, has a number of problems, but it has a problem with keeping its mouth shut when it comes to certain things that aren't important. When there's things that we really should be talking about that we don't talk about, we talk about dumb stuff that we don't need to talk about. Don't talk about the brand new Nintendo Switch emulator that just got mentioned days after Nintendo put the axe to the most popular Nintendo Switch emulator. It's like you're saying, hey, Nintendo,
there's another target.
There's another one right there.
I know. It's like, what is wrong with you people? And it's like the journalists, the fans, it's like, bro, this is my honest opinion, and I'm not as wild take. As I mentioned earlier, game preservation, in my opinion, is really up to the people who care about it and want to do it. I do not think that a lot of these gaming corporations, Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft, has that in their top interest. Because if game preservation top of their interest, they will lose sales. Because could you imagine if instead of selling a new game, I could just play Kirby Dream Land for the 15th time, which, by the way, banger game, but I could play it for the 15th time. So, no, it's not in their best interest to preserve everything. Nintendo found a way to repackage and sell it to you, and so does other companies. But I say Nintendo because they're the most prominent one that do it. So it's like, no, shut up, keep it on the DL and let us have it, because I don't want Nintendo police come like, yo, let's get silly, hands in the air. Oh God, please no, I just want to play Kirby Dream Land. No, you're not. $60. Oh no, like just stop. And it's really bad. It's like, yeah, you got the hardware too. You got hardware too. Yeah, God, it's so bad. I like
the retro market is ridiculous.
Look, as a collector, I collect comics, manga, old school stuff. I just think the collector market is somewhat BS in a certain degree. But holy crap, my guy, seriously. Also, like, and by the way, like, I'm grateful to the day that nobody comes after the pirates or fighting games, because I'm glad that no one comes after us for like playing Sailor Moon Fighter on illegal ROMs, okay? Because I need to get you with my Mars combos. I'm glad for that. Oh my, it's just like,
I mean, they're only going to come after anybody in regards to fighting game stuff is when they release mods that brings out characters that should not be revealed as of yet, or the mods that show, or the nudie mods.
Nudie mods, yeah. Which, by the way, always turn off your nudie mods before playing any major tournament or any major public.
Don't forget to check your mod packs.
Check your mod packs.
I don't understand why nude mods are a thing. Like,
some people just like to make as much people nude as they can.
It's like,
don't understand
why?
I don't.
It's literally why.
All right, Keith, I'm gonna school you on the cool stuff. It's called gooning. Okay, the new kids are just gooners now. They're all gooning. It's goon gang. Okay, you can look that up off stream. That's all I'm telling about it. Okay,
there's enough nude stuff out there that you don't need to put a mod out for your game.
You do.
I got nothing else to say. I got nothing else to say about that topic.
But honestly though, stop snitching, please. Please stop snitching. Please stop it. It really does hurt the rest of us.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, this is a final take. Emulators is a good way for people to play games who just don't have the income, since the game prices are going up. I'm an indie guy and I respect indies, but it's like, dude, if somebody used an emulator to play games that aren't around or play a game they have access to, it ain't hurt nobody, man. I mean, it's just one sale. It's not like, and to be fair, if you know about emulating, you're probably within like the top 20% people who know what to do about that stuff. That's not a lot of people doing it, to be fair.
Yeah, I will definitely say that. It's no different than the amount of people that are pirating games on a PC. It's like that keeps coming up. Like, oh, so many people are pirating games. Like, not many people even know how to pirate a game. Just shut up.
No, 100%. Yeah.
I saw that, Scott. I saw that head roll. It's just that statement is just so dumb. Shut up. It doesn't make
all
any
the
sense.
Studies where they lose like $7 billion to piracy, and it's just like, no, you don't.
No, you don't.
You do not.
No, you don't. No, you're not. Trust me. If you are not losing that
those
money,
studies are false. And even if they were true, their data is very flawed.
Yeah, it is. How are you losing money from something that somebody never bought in the first place?
And most people who are pirating games either A, aren't planning to buy it in the first place, or B, only buy it because they pirated it.
Right, or C, again, it's a poverty issue they're unable to access it anyway because it's you. And things like that is such a small percentage. You're telling me, and by the way, the businesses, when they say that crap, are so arrogant that they believe that every sale is theirs. That's not how this works, Speed. You have to work for my money. Sorry.
Yeah.
But anyway, please stop snitching on emulators. Seriously, please stop. I really need this. Look, you have no idea. I need to play my Kirby Dream Land and hope nobody finds me.
Oh my god. All right, one last topic before we go. This one will be brief. It was what I remembered. It was something I wanted to talk to you guys about a while ago, and I forgot. So, as you know, there's a lot of talk about games becoming higher in price. $70 games, or we got them $80 games, $90 games, $100 games, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And there was an article that came out that says basically the gaming wouldn't survive if games became that expensive. And I totally agree 100%. The question I have for you is why. I know why I think it is, but why do you think we're getting games that are so expensive right now? Both physical and digital. Both physical and digital.
I mean, the easiest way to say it is there are people who are willing to buy games at that price. And a lot of people realize that with how big budgets are becoming, a lot of the bloat from having them for years and years in the backlog of development before they actually got their heads on straight after the pandemic kind of deal went through, they realized they want to recoup their prices somehow, and they don't think that their pricing of doing a normal $60 game is going to give them the price just because they don't think enough people will buy it with how long it took them to make.
Fair enough. What about you?
That's
Matt.
It's a combination of what Scott said about like them trying to recoup costs from long-term investment, which is not particularly possible. You recoup your investment as time goes on, the product is being used and purchased. It's also like inflation, as well as they did, as Scott pointed earlier, they are inching higher numbers and people are buying it at higher numbers. So if they like inching towards 80, people buy it at 80. If they somehow hit the $100 marker, and I'm talking base game, I'm talking DLC, I'm not talking super pack version, I'm not talking founder edition, I'm not talking a limited run version, base game. If they make a base game sell at 100 and people buy it, that's the break. That's how I know we're in trouble. That's how I know we're in trouble. Which will everything else, but I do believe it's controlled inflation by companies trying to inflate the cost to make the recuperation on things, as well as just as Scott pointed out, bloated budgets and terrible things they're doing. Like, and the sad part is too, is like, even if a game does well with these inflated prices, people still we'll probably lose this. People still get fired. Companies still get closed down. The bad things still happen. It means the money's not going the right place. And it means that the allocation is as I usually say, dog shit.
All right. I'm going to remove a couple of variables from that. I'm just going to be blunt. I'm not even going to talk about inflation. Honestly, I just think that these publishers are just greedy as fuck. That's pretty much it.
No, 100%. Yeah.
I've been hearing about these companies, the management, the C-suiters getting as much as money as possible as they can because they don't care. And a lot of people are under the assumption that when a game is like $60, $70, $80, that some of this money goes back to developers. These developers don't see shit.
No,
they get nothing.
They don't. They hardly get any royalties. The only thing they get is if it does well enough, they may keep their job.
Yeah, right. And the messed part about it too is that like, not to control, is like so a long time ago in the old gaming days, publishers served a role as a medium in between them and the market, right? But it isn't needed anymore. But yet they still. And the thing is that the publishers nowadays just take deals that are just straight up bullshit, where they take more revenue than is needed. These are middlemen taking more than anything else. Like, because
but that's the thing, though. That's the thing, though, right? Because way back when the promise, the goal apparently was, hey, we're going to convert you to digital. You go digital, and you'll pay like $10 less.
Yeah,
we're keeping the PC out of this. We're not talking about the PC because it actually works that way mostly for PC games. Console games, if you buy that brand new copy of Call of Duty, whatever, for $70 in the store on a disc, you're going to pay the same price on Xbox Live or PlayStation. Now, I remember seeing something not too long ago where somebody asked a publisher why that is. And I'm trying to remember. I want to say they said they wanted to be the same price across the board, no matter what you buy it on, because they don't want the middleman to get pissed off because, oh, you're selling online for $10 less than what's happening here. But my thing is this: why does it make a difference? Hey, middleman, you're not holding physical copies of XYZ if I'm sending it to somebody via digital format. So yeah, if you're not involved and there's less to be involved with other than, hey, game won't go on Xbox Live now, then the messed up
part about the publishing arm is that they argue that they're the ones doing this distribution, things like that. the middleman position, in my opinion, at least in some industries, and I was saying gaming, they're kind of like a very bad parasite in the way it is now because they're just taking what isn't there to begin with. They're making things up that doesn't exist. Okay, if and again, this is not insult. So I make a digital game. I make Keith versus Sif Scott 5 Fight for the Future. I upload it to Steam, and Steam takes their cut because it's their platform.
I love that Street Fighter reference. Thank you.
I know. Yeah, I know. I appreciate it. Yeah. So it's in there, and I made the game. I guess I published it. If somehow the publisher, I pay, and then whatever income comes the game was directed to me, right? But let's just say I'm not savvy enough. I'm looking to expand outside to another market. So I go to I'll just say his name. I go to shout out to Carl because he's probably watching wrestling right now. Carl Publishing, and Carl says, "I'll get your game down here, mate." And he puts my game on Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. And he's like, because I put your game on 3 platforms, I'm going to upfront you the cost of $1 million to make the game, and I'll take the $1 million when you make those sales on those platforms. Wait, what do you mean taking $1 million from the sales of platforms? Deals like that becomes Viperous, or deals like they take percentage for X amount of period until the game is up. Like they're getting forever paid as long as the game is up, and I'm getting less of it rather than my first deal uploading to Steam. And that's it. A lot of the publishing deals are just like that, and I don't understand how they get away with it. I don't know. I have to talk to more people about that.
But yeah, at the same time, going back to what I was mentioning, physical in a store or whatnot, and then we take a look at PC gaming, which obviously no longer has physical media at all. It's completely dead. But you're still getting that same game for a couple of dollars cheaper, depending. I mean, if it's an EA game or if it's like Activision game, that's not happening. That's not happening. So worry about it.
You're getting it from Ubisoft Plus or EA Plus Origin Launcher or whatever. Good luck.
Yeah, it's going to be the same price across the board. But other games are usually $10 cheaper. But yet it's like you kind of can't argue that same thing, but at the same time you kind of can. It's like, well, I get it $10 on the PC cheaper. So why can't you guys just lower the price of the games? Well, you see, I got to get that money to buy that brand new car and that house and that golden parachute. The publishers got to get paid their money. Don't make a difference.
Right.
That, we upfronted that money to the developer, and the developers got their money, so it don't make a difference.
Right. And the thing is that you see a logic. Like, what do you mean you get your money? All you do is provide a function A to B. You're not owed infinite income. If it would, again, an easier way to describe it is that, I'm a sandwich maker, and Keith is the sandwich truck driver. He drives my sandwich to Scott's house to deliver it at Scott's store, and the only money I owe him is the money I pay to deliver the sandwich. I don't own perpetuity money because the sandwich is sold.
Exactly.
That's the thing about the publishers. They think they're owed, most of them, not saying all bad, forever money because they delivered. Like, no, I already paid you for the service. We're Gucci. And that's the part about publishers that makes no sense. So they're getting paid the money that just seems sometimes go on forever for stuff that they don't do.
So people that are listening to this right now, I just wanted to make you aware of that there's really some crappy stuff happening in regards to digital gaming and physical gaming. Not that one or the other is bad, but how things are, why things are so expensive. So the next time you wonder why your next game is $70 and it's $60 on the PC, politics. It's a lot. It's a lot, and I think it's like it's crazy because the technology has improved where publishers have a less role, but they're still stringent of how much control they have over certain things when people need their services. And I think that the fact they can get so much for doing sometimes I argue so little, it's kind of messed up. It's a lot of messed up. This is why, at least on the PC side of things, I love the fact where developers become the publishers as well. You don't see it as much on the console side of things, but when you do see it, it's always a nice thing because you see games cheaper. But that's very few and far in between. It sucks.
It does.
Games are getting more expensive. People aren't getting those jobs. Aren't making that salary, and it has to get to a point where these companies go, look, I understand we want that extra money, but if we keep going the way it is, people aren't going to buy our games.
And the thing
because
too is like,
we
and
can't.
right, and as I said earlier, I think that when you sell a video game, you sell it over time. It's time that makes it in the future. That's how you get most of your income back. Look at the Yakuza series. Yakuza, mid-tier, no one knew about it. Late 2010s, early 20 whatever, blew up like everyone's business. Everyone knows about Yakuza now. It's now a super franchise. Time helps things grow to appreciate things. So now Sega's RGG, Sega's like, yeah, we got the money, baby, let's go. That's it. Like, you sell a game today, you're obviously going to make some back. But 5 years down the line, maybe some kid pick it up, and boom, you have a new generation of people playing it. That's how it works. Just time. You cannot get infinite money now. It's impossible.
It's like most investments. It takes a long time for it to return sometimes.
Yep,
it
does. Just like a marriage. Just takes time.
It's like a marriage. Oh, boy.
Biggest investment in your life. No cars, no house, your marriage. Anyway, all right, folks, that is it. It is almost time for me to take my old ass to bed. So thanks for checking us out with the recent episode of Spectator Mode Podcast. Hope you enjoyed it. And as always, if you like the show, you can find us over at Buzzsprout, Amazon Podcast. That's still a thing. I think it's still a thing. Apple Podcast. And if you go to Apple Podcast, do us a big favor and rate us. It'll help us out a lot. YouTube Podcast, because Google Podcast is no longer a thing. I'm sorry. Buzzsprout and everywhere else you find great gaming podcasts. Also, check us out on YouTube, because this will be on our YouTube channel. Thumbs up, like it, tell your friends about it, tell your enemies about it. Leave a comment. We like talking to people. It's always fun to interact with our audience. And that said, I didn't ask anybody anything else because we are done. So thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.
See ya.